Hello everyone, my name is Salman Bawa and I am the Community Engagement Coordinator at the W. Booth School of Engineering Practice and Technology within the Faculty of Engineering at McMaster University. Today's event is called Opportunity Marketplace, where we have asked our community partners, our industry, our municipalities, our healthcare institutions, and not-for-profits to come in and have conversations with our faculty members, build relationships, break bread, and develop opportunities for the coming academic year. My role as a community engagement coordinator was to facilitate the entire event, alongside my colleagues Richard Allen and Justin Ivatak. Dr. Brian Bates is the director for the School of Engineering Practice and Technology. We are part of one ecosystem, and that's what he emphasized on as part of his opening remarks. And all of us need to work together to address our contemporary and emerging challenges of our society. Peter French is a Rotarian. He is from the Rotary Club of Burlington. He asked us to build a design for a wheelchair that manufacturers in developing countries could produce. So what our students and faculty members did was to come up with what we would call a factory in a box, a single CNC machine that would cut parts of a wheelchair, and the manufacturers can then use these parts and assemble them to build a single wheelchair and sell, hence contributing to the economy of these developing countries. The purpose of our first activity was to encourage community partners and faculty members to think about what makes a strong, stable, and enduring relationship. And in this activity, what we did was to provide our community partners and faculty members with simple toys, and they could use these toys to build something. As an example, here's what we have: a beautiful monument where the base is that of a bee, a strong base, a representative of a strong base, and we have a windmill. And under the windmill, we have happiness, the moon. The model is indicative of the fact that there could be strong, destabilizing, harsh winds. But if our base and our foundation is strong in a relationship, we stay happy. The wheel of community engagement has at its spokes several elements that comprise what is needed in a purpose-based community engagement for our School of Engineering Practice and Technology. In this particular activity, we shared these elements that define community engagement, such as having projects, having community partners come in for talks, having our faculty members and community partners visit a certain location of a community partner. In this particular activity, what we did was that we shared our elements or spokes of the wheel with the community partners. At the same time, we asked them, what are we missing? What are some of the activities that we could do to build on our wheel of community engagement? So essentially what we were trying to do is to crowdsource from the community what community engagement might look like. And it was absolutely insightful. Community partners came up with several ideas where we could develop within the spokes that we identified of the wheel, plus add new spokes and grow in our community engagement. The testimonial videos from faculty members essentially helped our faculty members to introduce themselves to our community partners. The faculty members talked about themselves, their projects, their areas of expertise, and the community partners became more aware of the areas in which we can do our community engagement, and in particular the projects that we can involve ourselves with our students. For the community partners, the videos that they made encouraged our faculty members to understand the community partners' points of views and how industries, how municipalities, how our healthcare institutions and not-for-profits would work. These videos combined are what we refer to as digital assets for our school, helping both community partners and faculty members to collaborate on emerging issues and challenges that our students could participate in as projects for their degrees. Dr. Marjan Alawi is a faculty member at the School of Engineering Practice and Technology. She is also the current chair of our manufacturing program. Dr. Alawi essentially took us through a journey of her project experience. This experience talked about how students over a given period of time struggle to understand the concepts of a project from humble beginnings to eventually delivering on some of the requirements of the community partners and emerging as what we would call the whole or holistic engineer. So not only having technical knowledge, but also management knowledge, communication skills, and other employable skills that our industry needs. Once we went through the activity of building relationships and sharing the wheel of community engagement with our community partners and getting their feedback on how to further build the wheel of community engagement, we presented our community partners with what we called the opportunity pitch. This opportunity pitch allowed our community partners and faculty members collectively around 11 separate tables to come up with what is the challenge, why is it so important to them, who is needed to address that challenge, and what would be a desired outcome of that challenge. These ideas would allow us then to follow up with our community partners to get further details on the projects, then try to figure out which faculty member has expertise to deliver on some of the project requirements. Through that matching, the community partner and the faculty members might have further conversations to develop what we would call a project description, which eventually gets shared with the students in September of this year. Once the students look at the projects, they apply to these projects, and once they are interviewed by faculty members and offered a project and they accept it, then that project essentially becomes their degree project, which means that their capstone deliverables of report writing and presentation or their graduate thesis is essentially on that community engaged project. My favorite part of the event was that we started off with a big breakfast and we ended off with a big lunch. In both the cases, it caused networking to happen. In both the cases, it helped faculty members and community partners to come together and get to know each other much better, so to create a strong bond, which is essential for continuing community engagement purposes.